Namaskar, my dear friends. Welcome to the divine, beautiful forest, which tells many stories, beautiful stories, and gives many understandings. I'm very happy here. So today I want to talk about awareness, the power of awareness. Awareness and power is the same thing. The more awareness, the more power is there. We say knowledge is power. And of course we understand that. If I know something about economics, finances, then I can utilize this knowledge to achieve a certain economic power. If I know something about electrons and electromagnetism, I can utilize that knowledge to achieve a certain power in the physical world. If I know something about society, same. So knowledge comes from attention. If you are able to hold your attention, and if your attention is clear, it is clear, it's not clouded with so many tiny little things that take up your capacity of attention. So if your attention is clear from all those things, and it is steady, then the knowledge comes, and wisdom comes. Knowledge and wisdom. So therefore, awareness. It is said in the spiritual scripture of Ananda Sutram, or Sutras of Bliss, Shiva Shakti Atmakam Brahma Shakti Sa Shivasya Shakti. It means the world is made of consciousness and energy. But consciousness controls the energy. Consciousness is predominant factor. In other words, the nature and its law is subservient to consciousness. When the consciousness evolves, it gains control over the nature. In the beginning, our life is a complete dependence of nature. And as we evolve, we break those bondages and we become the masters of nature. Just like you compare the dog and yourself, the dog must depend on the external factors. And ourselves, we are not dependent like the dog, but still, many of us, we are moving in the cloud, in the fog. We don't understand, we don't realize, we don't recognize the world and reality. And therefore we have no control over our reality. I found a very curious fact that like undeveloped tribes which live apart from the main civilization, they have, some of them, they have only 3 words for different colors, like white, black, and in between. So no orange, no purple, no green, no blue, just black, white, and then let's say whatever, red, or just color. And at first I just could not understand, is this possible? We have the same eyes. But these colors, they come when our attention has been recognizing them. I have been taught to recognize this is blue, this is green, this is yellow and gray, and I'm recognizing. Or the musical notes. I was learning one song. Morgorele, he priyo kenogele. This song. And it's a little bit difficult. And I think still now I didn't get it. But my friend, Dada Dipti Manananda, he is a musician. And he just 2 times, I said, oh, beautiful song, I want to learn it also. And then he sat there for half an hour, and then I heard in another room, he's just reproducing with the perfect correctness exactly. I said, Dada, how you can do this? 1 week I'm trying to learn, but you just exactly, I cannot. He said, because you don't recognize. You don't recognize those notes and you don't recognize those subtleties, but I have learned to recognize them, and therefore I can reproduce them. So in a similar way, if a man have not learned to see the difference between green and blue, he sees the same. Of course, we understand something, but we don't recognize, we don't pay it attention. In a similar way, so many things we are not recognizing about. Maybe I have some talent, but I'm not recognizing it. Then someone from outside will tell, oh, Dada, you sing very beautifully. And I say, me? Okay, maybe. Maybe I'm not singing beautifully. But if someone will tell, then it will come into my area of recognition. And I will recognize that talent within myself. Maybe it is rudimentary. Of course, everybody can sing. But if I have recognized it, with that recognition, I will be able to develop it. So, mild kind of praise is good for people. When we say something good about others, but sincerely, not just to flatter, but to really notice and to bring into the area of awareness of the person. Then he can develop that. And we are warehouse of talents and qualities and, different kinds of treasures. We are just not recognizing them. So this is one power of awareness. Bring awareness, what you have. People are unhappy, they say, oh, I don't have this, I don't have that. They're not aware of what they do have. So bring awareness into what you have. Also, a mild criticism is also good. Because some negative quality exists and then you cannot do anything because you are not aware. Then somebody brought that quality into the area of awareness, into this domain of awareness, and then, oh yeah, I will not do like this. I remember my Dada, I went to bathroom, did half bath, washed my legs and hands, and then with my feet completely wet, I went all through the house. And then, actually, I am a village boy. I'm not properly educated. It was like, okay, who cares? Then Dada said, what are you doing? Why are you doing like this? And then when I looked at what I have done, I thought, this is really strange. But I never thought of it, that it is not proper. But when the moment he said, suddenly I became aware of it. I never did it again in the future. But there is also a downfall in that awareness. Because the more we become aware, the more the world becomes expanded, the more qualities we can utilize ourselves, and the more negative qualities we can control. All this is well and good. But we may also self-identify with those qualities, with good qualities or with bad qualities. If somebody says all the time, you are lazy, you are irresponsible, you are lazy, you are irresponsible, you are lazy, you are irresponsible, then it becomes the mantra, external mantra. Then you get yourself convinced, I am lazy, I am irresponsible. And then as you think so, you become that, lazy and irresponsible. Or good quality, you acquire some kind of pride, you acquire some kind of ego. Oh, I am very eloquent, or I am very smart, or I am very something this and that. Because you falsely self-identify with those qualities. And this self-identification with the qualities is called pride or ego. So you should not self-identify. But how? This is very natural. Because you have to direct your awareness into the faculty, into the cognitive faculty within yourself. We know so many things, but we don't know ourselves. Before you can do anything, you have to learn how to be. So this being, understanding of who am I, is crucial. If you understand yourself, not this body, and not the qualities of the mind, not the virtue, not the vice, but the one who has all those things, who witnesses all those things. So you have to witness the witness. You have to know the knower, the I. And something which stands behind the I, the supreme cognitive faculty. You can say God or consciousness. The ultimate power. The nature is very powerful. Still, we rule over the nature. Once our awareness reached to a certain level, through science and through different efforts, that through culture, so consciousness, and supreme consciousness especially, like within me there is consciousness, and I exist like a fish in the ocean of that consciousness, and that consciousness slowly becomes awakened by becoming more and more aware of what is going on. And that consciousness is a part of supreme consciousness. Or you can say it is supreme consciousness, because there is no distinction there. Anyway, it's philosophical. So, consciousness. You have to know the consciousness. Knowing the subject. That you can do through meditation. Constantly directing. And meditation you have to do with awareness. Lucky are those who have learned meditation from a competent teacher. But still, when we do meditation, we stray. The mind is occupied with so many little things. And the divine sound of the mantra, which brings bliss, is being ignored. You repeat the mantra, yes, as a mechanism. Just you repeat, but you are not aware. The divinity flows, but it flows through your hands. You don't catch the divinity. You must catch it. You must catch it. To catch it, you have to sit like this, very straight, with the unmovable. Unmovable in the body, unmovable in the mind. And catch that. That which is seeing, that which is aware, you catch that, you understand that. And the interesting thing is this, consciousness in Sanskrit, also it's given different names like Purusha, but one of the names is a kind of attributional name. It describes the core attributions of consciousness. It says Satchidananda. Sat means eternity, doesn't change, unchangeable reality. So many things pass through your attention, but attention itself doesn't change. Chid, it is consciousness, it is knowledge, it is being aware. So it is alive. It is life itself. It is alive. The stone does not have that awareness. Human being has. So human being is more alive than stone. So Chid means it is aware. So awareness is really the consciousness. Or consciousness has this very core nature of awareness. And then another quality is anandam, bliss. So the moment you achieve awareness, of divine, you achieve bliss. The moment you understand that awareness, that moment you also experience bliss, divine bliss. If you have mantra meditation, you sit and you repeat, feel the divine sound of the mantra. Just listen to it. Listen and feel it. And listen. And make your mind that the mind doesn't think anything, just it listens to this acoustic divinity. In a short span of time, you will start experience a blissful feeling. You will feel very alive and energetic. The life will flow through you, speak through you. So this is the way out of darkness to light, out of weakness to strength, from death to immortality. You know, there is this shloka. Asatoma sadgamaya, tomasoma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritangamaya, aviravi mayadi. From asat to sat, from changeable to eternal, lead us. From tamas to jyotir, from darkness to light, lead us. From death to immortality, lead us. O effulgence, fill me up. Beautiful. It's in the old Matrix movie. It is in the end of the movie, Asatoma Sadgamaya. From changeable to eternal. So this is the way. By being constantly aware. And to that is not just, you know, now there are practices like mindfulness. It is trying to really grow muscle without really growing the muscle. Or like, well, let's say, I would consider mindfulness as like you're trying to pump your muscle, but you're not giving any protein. You're not giving any subsistence to your body. And the muscle is just like very tired. So you need to do practices that shifts the vibrational level within you, that transforms the chakras, that transforms the prana, and then the mind shifts into another capacity. And then that's what happened to me. I remember when I was like 18 years, 19 years old, the world was just like a fog. And I was somehow navigating in this world, really suffering from why I don't understand anything in this life. And I'm so helpless and I'm so hopeless. Then it was a great fortune of my life that I learned spiritual practice. And I started to practice. And then slowly, slowly, the fog started to dissipate. And especially when I started to practice like a senior lessons of meditation, like third lesson, fourth lesson, third lesson especially, it was big life changer. I started to uplift the vibration, the very energy of the body into the higher state. And then suddenly I feel like the fog has disappeared. And now I just see so many things. So many stories. The other day I was, in a railway station in Germany, in the city of Köln. And just the 15 minutes I was waiting, some friends, they went to toilet. And I was just like seeing all around. And I understand so many stories are going on. At the same time, like thousands of different stories. You look there is something interesting going on, and you notice everything, you see everything. So this happens when you have this, the proteins, vitamins, metaphorically speaking, means when you give your mind and your body proper spiritual practices, including asanas, including breathing practices, including proper diet, then your mind becomes fit for awareness. And not just awareness of the things. If you realize it, the entire history of human race, we have been striving to achieve greater and greater awareness of the universe. What is science? It's nothing but a pursuit of awareness. We are not aware of aspirin. We have not been aware of paracetamol. We have not been aware of gravitation. We have not been aware of relativity. And we are striving to become aware of that. And the more we become aware, the more powerful we become. This is what is happening. So, you should become fit for awareness through spiritual practices. And then constantly exercise that awareness, and especially, not only you're aware of whatever treasures you have inside and qualities, but you are aware of that final ability that controls everything. Your consciousness, your faculty of knowledge. My spiritual master, he gave a beautiful discourse. And he was telling like what should be the object of ideation. Time, no, time cannot be your object of ideation, and then give some logic why. Nature, no, nature cannot be your object of ideation. Fate, no, fate cannot be your object of ideation, like karma. And then he says, he concludes, he says that you should not worship number one, the god or goddess, number one, number two, number three. You should strive to achieve one noumenal entity, the God of all gods. Beautiful. It's like, yes. And who is that God of all gods? Is the supreme awareness, is the supreme cognitive faculty, your soul, your inner ocean of knowledge. It is within your grasp if you do your spiritual practice. Do your spiritual practice with awareness and also read spiritual books. The other day I was telling my brothers, I was telling that you should learn this verse, Sanskrit verse. The sages of the past, they have write down the realization. What is that realization? It's nothing but psycho-spiritual parallelism. Comes from the mind, when the mind achieves that wave length that coincides with the supreme being. At that time, the knowledge comes, and they write down this knowledge. So there are many beautiful scriptures and shlokas. So I told them, you learn this shloka. When you learn, you become aware of something that sage has realized. He has spent his entire life of meditating to deliver that realization. You get it for free. So you eat it, digest it, and at the moment of digestion, you don't have to understand. You just eat it. Like when you eat bread, you don't have to understand what is carbohydrate, this and that. Your liver will understand. The liver will sort it. Carbohydrates and the fats and the proteins and the minerals and the vitamins, and something goes for the constructions of the cell, something goes out, something goes for, storage. So in the same way, your subconscious mind, your unconscious mind is going to break down that knowledge or digest that knowledge. And then maybe, like some shlokas I learned, I understood after 2-3 years. You become illuminated with spiritual knowledge. The wisdom comes. So spiritual literature is very important. Exercising your attention means not just being like a machine, but constantly understanding things. Mindfulness, what it is important. And what is especially important, in meditation you strive to be aware of the presence of supreme cognitive faculty. And in every moment of life, just become aware of the divinity. In you there is divinity. In me there is divinity. And if I become aware of it, my action change, my thoughts change, my words change. They become more harmonious. So this is, I hope, what I want to do. I don't want actually to transmit any knowledge. Maybe, yes. But this is not the main purpose. What I really want is that you say like, yeah, I want to do meditation. And you see it, and you meditate. And you exercise that. Right now you sit. Sit, even for 5 minutes. And repeat the divine mantra. If you don't know, you can see the basic course on meditation. You can use, if you have personal mantra, you are very lucky. You can learn also from competent teacher. If you don't know, you can contact me. I will bring you in touch with a spiritual teacher. Or myself, I can teach you. Or if you don't have that, then Baba Nam Kevalam is good. So you sit and listen to the divine mantra. Listen. Feel the consciousness. And tell your mind to stay with that idea. Don't go away. Don't be filled with so many small things which are so trivial, time-taking, looks important but no importance. But stay with that divine ideation. Repeat the mantra in such a way that your mind doesn't go away. Listen to the sound. If you just listen to the sound and being aware of the sound of the mantra, then you will experience the anandam, the blissful feeling. And then you write in comments. After you have meditated, you write what have happened. And I will answer you. Let's have conversation on that. Namaskar.